Hi everybody, welcome to Higher Level Living. I'm Carolyn LuckyGirl Sykes, and today I have the privilege of introducing to you Louise George from Bodhi Babes. You may have seen that I had the privilege of being featured on the Bodhi Babes blog a couple of months ago now, and this is our opportunity to meet Louise and for her to tell us all about Bodhi Babes and all of the other amazing things that she does. So welcome, Louise.
Hi, Caroline. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. It's a real joy. So you run the weekly blog Bodhi Babes. Can you tell us a little bit about it and how you got into it?
Yeah, of course. So Bodhi Babes did start as a blog, and that's how it started. It's all about celebrating and supporting women. So once a week I feature Bodhi Babes Wonder Women that I was very lucky to have you as a few months ago, which was amazing. And every Wednesday there's a new woman that's out there really kind of trailblazing and creating her own life, living life on purpose, if you like. So some really amazingly inspiring interviews, and it's evolved into coaching and workshops, which again are all about kind of celebrating and supporting women and helping women to live their higher self and their life on purpose, I guess. And really, it's essentially about self-love. It all comes back to just us women really loving ourselves, which can be difficult to do because our inner dialogue is quite critical and our egos can be quite loud. So it's really learning to check in with ourselves and check those egos and make sure that we are kind of coming from a place of love and primarily for ourselves.
Yeah, beautiful. So how long have you been doing Bodhi Babes?
Only since last year, so it's still relatively new, but it's just taken on a life of its own and I've just run with it. I had no real plans with it to start with. The blog was just kind of for myself, and if it helped anyone else, then great. Yeah, and it's just really taken off, and it's my real passion business. I love it, and I'm spending most of my time doing that at the moment, which is great.
Yeah, you can really feel that you love it. It really comes through.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do. It really is kind of all of my heart and soul going into it, and I enjoy doing it every day. So even if nobody read it, I do it anyway. But yeah, it seems to be connecting, resonating with a lot of other women. So that's great.
Yeah, definitely. You know if something's right, if you would do it anyway for free. You know, if you would just be doing it, like you say, if no one else was reading it, you'd still be doing it. So you know that it's right then.
Yeah.
So what's your background?
So I'm an actress, actually, which I still do alongside Bodhi Babes. I'm an actress and presenter by profession, and which works beautifully with Bodhi Babes because running your own business allows you to have that flexibility and time to. So if I need to go to castings or if I've got films to shoot, then I have the flexibility and time to do that. So it's brilliant, and that is another passion of mine. I absolutely love acting as well. So I'm really lucky to be able to combine all of those things that I love doing.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so with my presenting background as well, I'm doing a lot of interviews through Bodhi Babes, and I will continue to do more. So it's nice to be able to combine those two aspects of my career, I guess. So to be able to bring the presenting in and interview amazing women like you, and be interviewed by amazing women like you as well.
Thank you. Something else that you do that really interests me is the desire map. One of my teachers, I don't know if you know my teachers, Jason Chan, he said to me once, if you hear something 3 times, don't ignore it. And since the time that I first met you, I've heard about Desire Map 3 times now. So it's something that I definitely need to look into. So I'd love to hear some more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned earlier through Bodhi Babes, I do coaching and workshops, and the workshops are essentially all based on the Desire Map. So the Desire Map's a book, for anyone that doesn't know about it, it's a book that was written by Danielle Laporte, who's an incredible author and motivational speaker. And it's all about really tuning in to your heart's desires, and that's what essentially your core desired feelings are. So we spend a lot of our time going after external things and goals without really knowing how we're going to feel at the end of it. And what we're hoping from those goals is that it's going to bring us joy or happiness. So the Desire Map takes you through a process that enables you to tap into your true desires and how you want to feel, so that you can match those feelings up with your external goals to make sure that what we're really chasing after is what we want and is really going to generate the feelings that we're looking for. So it's a really beautiful process. You can do it on your own. The book leads you through it. So if you get the Desire Map book, you can go through that process on your own, which is how I did it in the first place. It's a really beautiful way to do it. You maybe want to light some candles or sit down with a glass of wine or whatever lights you up and makes you feel happy. And then the workshop process just brings a different element to it in terms of connecting with other women or other people if men are involved in your circle too. And enables you to really riff off of other people and just generate those feelings and talk about those feelings and really get down to essentially what it is that you desire in life. So yeah, there's many ways to do it.
Sounds amazing.
It is.
Did you meet Danielle Laporte?
I haven't met her. She's in Vancouver, unfortunately. So I will meet her one day. But at the moment, she runs group calls and is very much involved with the facilitators in the Desire Map workshop process. So we do get to speak to her occasionally, which is great. So I'm so inspired by her. She's someone that I definitely I follow regularly online anyway. So yeah, it's really nice to be involved in the Desire Map, and her team are fully involved in everything. We've got groups set up, so we have regular contact when we need it, and support from her and her team and from all of the other facilitators as well, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about connecting with other people and helping each other, because it's one thing kind of getting in touch with your essential self and knowing your core desired feelings, but then it's another really living it. So it's really important to be able to check in with other people and have that support network around it as well.
Like you say, checking into how you're going to feel at the end of something, because when we're in our ego, we can look at everything and everything looks tempting, so we can say yes to it all. Yeah. And then what we find is that we're not really seeing things through, because we get halfway through things and we think, well, this isn't for me, and then start something else, and that can lead you to feeling not very good about yourself on the inside at the end of it all as well. Because if you really are connected to a project, then you'll stick it through the difficult times and the easy parts as well. So that's really important work, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And I spent most of my life up until my mid-20s really striving and going after those external goals, especially as an actress. I was always looking for the next project, and I'm really not sure why I was going after the roles that I was going after and why I wanted to be an actress even. So getting to my core desired feelings really made me realize that I really truly love acting, and it's not about fame or fortune or anything like that. And I can get carried away with my ego within that industry. It's so easy to get swept up in all of that side of it. But for me, it really does light me up, and knowing my core desired feelings really cemented that for me, and then enabled me to go after other things that I truly, truly am in love with, and to recognize that before I started them. So for Bodhi Babes, for example, just really knowing that even if I was just writing it for myself, I love writing and I love communicating in that way and creating. So creating like the daily peps I create, for example, I don't know how many people are interested in that, but I get good feedback. But I just love creating those anyway. So core desired feelings really kind of enables you to tap into what lights you up in the first place, so that when you're setting goals, you know that they're going to generate the feelings that you want. Because ultimately, we're all chasing after joy. We all want to live a joyful life, but we're not always sure that the things we're going after are going to bring us that. So that's what core desired feelings in the Desire Map brings you. It just brings you that clarity, that inner clarity, so you can match it up with your external goals and achievements.
Yeah, amazing. So like I've always kind of been on this path that I'm on now, and I've always been leading up to doing what I'm doing now. Along the way, life kind of forced me back into working with horses, and at the time I didn't think that it was something that I wanted, but that has brought me so much joy that I don't think that without that joy I would have got to where I am now, because that joy raises your vibratory level, doesn't it? And then you attract into your life all of the right people and situations and courses and books and everything that you need to become the person that you're here to be.
Yeah, definitely. It's so important. I mean, that's what's life about. Yeah, I mean, that's what life's about, isn't it? It's living as joyful a life as you can, and sharing that with other people. So yeah, it's so important to do what lights you up in the first place, and that really does raise your vibration. And yeah, just generating those feelings of happiness and joy is essential to be able to then share that with others and excuse me, and then take that into everything else that you're doing as well.
Yeah, definitely. So part of the Body Babes thing as well is not so much focusing on, but bringing to mind women that have really inspired us and women that are kind of like holding a light along our path. So what women really inspire you? You've mentioned Danielle Laporte. What other women have inspired you along the way?
Oh, so many. Danielle Laporte's a big one for me, especially as I'm working with her design map now. It just resonated with me so much because I was doing that kind of stuff anyway. And she's so divinely feminine, and that's what I love about her.
Yeah.
Gabby Bernstein is a big one on my spiritual journey. She kind of she talks about cracking people open. She really did for me. And I still listen to her lectures regularly and go to see her when she's in London in the UK. Jane Goodall is one. She's I don't know if you know about her. She's very active in primatology and saving the planet and animals, and I really care about that. I really care about kind of the treatment of animals. I'm a vegan myself. Well, vegan in training. I'm a vegetarian. I say I'm a vegan, but I'm almost there. So that's something that is really close to my heart, animal welfare and the treatment of other beings in general. I've lost you.
Are you there?
I can hear you now.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So animals, I noticed that you've got a gorgeous Dalmatian dog. That's a really important. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, my Dalmatian. Yeah, he's called Troy. And he was a rescue dog. We got him when he was 6 and he's 13 now. So he's, getting on a bit, but people still think he's a puppy. He's got so much energy and life, which is great. And he's really inspired me actually a lot. I think you can learn a lot from animals in general, definitely. And he's such a character and has really taught me a lot about patience and kindness and just living a life of joy, because dogs really do live in the moment, and that's something that I'm really passionate about, in being mindful every day, and he's really taught me a lot about how to do that. So it's been an absolute honor to have him in my life, and I love him so much. He really is a part of my family.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Animals, they do. I mean, obviously Lucky Boy with me.
Yeah.
And you can have a plan in your mind, but when you're living in the moment, you've got to respond to the moment. And animals just teach you that, don't they? Just to be fully present. And like, 'cause you were going to run the marathon, weren't you?
Yes.
On your Facebook.
Yeah. So I'm a regular runner, and I've run a few marathons, and I was lined up to run the London Marathon this year, and poor Troy had to go to the vets. He had a hematoma in his ear. So he had to go in for a last minute operation. And so right up until the morning of the marathon, I was hoping I was going to be able to do it, but he needed me at home more. Unfortunately, I didn't have anyone that could look after him, and he's on quite a lot of different medications at the moment. So I had to pull out and watch the marathon on TV, which was really tough. And I had all my kit lined out and everything. I was ready to go. And right up until even 9 o'clock, I was like, I could get there in an hour and be at the start line. But no, Troy's so much more important to me. There'll always be other marathons to run and things like that. So yeah, it was hard to pull out, but I would do anything for Troy. He is my baby, so.
Yeah, I get it totally. So what's coming up next? Any future or any?
Oh, I can't hear you again. Google Hangout's amazing when it works. Let me see if I can.
Sorry, did you hear that?
I can hear you now, but you're frozen.
When it works.
Can you hear me? I've completely lost you now. Hello.